Okay, so after that demonstration, we want to answer some questions. And some of those questions were directly answered in the demonstration, either in class or on video, and some weren't. So I want to go over them again. First is, what is a transformation? Well, everything that we just did when we translated that object, we just slid it from one spot to another. Also, when we rotated that, when we took this object, we brought it over here and we rotated it. And I'm going to rotate this about 90 degrees, I think, left. If I rotate that object, that is called a transformation. And also, when I took this object, let's see if I can do it. When I got this, and I had it here, and I kind of set it, I set it opposite one another, and it looked like this, and they're right next to each other, and I reflected it. Those are all called transformation. Those are transformations. There's another type of transformation where you take the shape, and I'm going to take the shape again. Let me see if I can lasso it. And you change the size of it. I didn't get the whole shape, sorry. And you change the size, and that's called the dilation. We're not going to deal with that quite yet. So if I were to take this, that's also another type of transformation. It's pretty cool, called a dilation. And we can do a lot of neat things with it. So those are all transformations. I'm changing the shape by translating, rotating, or reflecting it. So that's what we have for translation. Now let's look down here. What does a rigid motion and distance preserving mean? Well, all that means is these three translations that I showed you, they are called rigid motions and distance preserving, which means that this shape stays the same always. The distances stay the same between points, and so it's distance preserving, and it's a rigid motion. So all I'm doing is translating it, rotating it, reflecting it. I'm not doing anything kind of crazy with it. I'm not changing the size. So that's what rigid motion and distance preserving mean. Just means you don't change the size or shape. All right, same shape. And then lastly, how do transformation help determine if two figures are congruent? Well, that's easy. They help me because I can take it and I can perform one of these translations, and I can put it on top of another one, and I can say, hey, that's congruent. They're the exact same shape. They're the exact same size, same shape. Those are congruent. So with these translations, it helps me find whether they're congruent. So hopefully that helps you answer those three questions if you weren't able to. Now try to do this exercise on your own and describe it to a partner. All right, after you write it out, describe it with a partner, and then continue moving on down through the worksheet. Lesson 2, which is now we're going to talk about what is the definition of a translation specifically. Not everything, we're just going to talk about definition of a translation and the three basic properties. So at this point, you can work through that on your own. And I'm going to do another video for lesson 2. Okay? Hopefully that helped answer those questions. Hopefully you know what transformations are and how they help us